You're watching the Adrian Bauer Project. Hello. Many thanks for choosing to click my thumbnail and to watch my content. Very much appreciated as always. And many thanks to all my new subscribers. I keep losing a few, then I gain a few. So we're still stuck in the 580, something like that. I don't know, but we're not on here for those numbers. I don't really care too much about that, just as long as you are all enjoying my content when I make it. Okay, so we're on to vlog number 4 of our Monstertrucks of rock build. It's been a while, but like I say, paraphrase Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park, life gets in the way, and it does, and so I'm just doing it as and when I can. So it's going to be a shorter video than the others today because I'm just going to be talking about the silver parts and the wheels. Now, I've just watched a video not a couple of hours ago. Japanese model maker. God, he is absolutely awesome. He was doing a motorbike build, and they got the chrome parts that I absolutely hate that are on this kit. And I said, if I'd got paint stripper, I would have stripped the silver off and repainted it myself. But I didn't have any paint stripper. What he did was he soaked his in ordinary household bleach. Who'd have known? Everybody's got it in their house anyway. It's there already, so you don't have to go out and buy it. You just put it's horribly coated silver parts in, let them soak. The bleach takes the silver coating off, so then you can give it a good thorough wash and air dry, and it's there ready for you to paint the colours that you want on it, so it doesn't look toy-like, which is what my big grumble about those parts are. Anyway, so getting on to those parts, and as we can see on this truck, I've now added all of those little silver chrome parts. Just as a side note, you may have noticed I bit the bullet, and I painted the fuel tanks lead belcher. I use lead belcher, which is the Games Workshop lead belcher. I think it looks a lot better than the white. And I say I did see a lorry come past it, did have a white tank, and I thought I'd leave it, but the more I looked at it, the more it bugged me, so I just painted it anyway. And I did the same with the exhaust stack there as well, and I think it looks a lot better. You compare it side by side to those silver parts, I think it looks more realistic. You paint it yourself. Anyway, getting back on to the silver parts, or these chrome parts. If you're going to build this kit, you've got this kit in your stash, or you're going to buy one and you're going to build it, here's a word warning for you: none of the holes are big enough to get any of the parts in. All the holes are going to have to be widened to get the little part in. See, that's another reason why I hate these chrome parts, because the chrome makes the part thicker, which means the holes that were originally made for the plastic parts aren't big enough. What I do have drills, but what I do is I get my scalpel, put it into the hole, few twists round, dry fit. If it's not big enough, you have to do it again and do it that way. Dry fitting before you glue in, because otherwise you'll put the part in, you'll notice it doesn't fit, and you'll be tempted to push down. Then you're going to break the part, or you're going to break the pin on it. I know that because I've done it myself in the past, so lesson learned there. Getting onto these little handle grips here, they're absolute nightmare. These two on the inner aren't too bad. It's the two outer ones, because with them being up against this wall, if you've got the shakes like I have, or you've got fat fingers or whatever, it is a struggle to get them in. So you will probably have to use tweezers to get those into position. As I said before as well, you're going to have to widen the holes. The holes are going to be needed to get bigger to get the part in properly. So there you go. Take a little bit off, dry fit, a little bit off, dry fit until you get to where you can actually get the part in fairly easy, and then glue it. What I would advise is probably try and scrape a little bit of the silver off the location pin, just make it adhere a bit better. But all the other parts as well, they were all the same. These wing mirrors, you got a hole there and a hole there. They all needed widening. The exhaust stack holes needed widening there, and the bits on the top as well. So be aware you are going to have to do that. As you can see as well, I've put the wheels on. I bit the bullet because I just got sick of seeing it all there. Sorry, it's a rather weird bird outside. Not the female lady version, feathered variety version. I'm getting all kinds of birds on the back garden. Just distracted me for a minute, man. Anyway, going back to the model. As you can see, I put the wheels on. I was just getting sick of seeing the chassis there. Excuse me. I'm dying. Chassis there with no wheels on. I've done the same on the trailer units as well. And again, the holes on the wheels aren't big enough for the pins that they go on. So again, you are going to have to go in and widen them, because you will be tempted to push. You know, it'll go on so far, but it'll not go on all the way. You'll be tempted to push and push, and you're going to snap the pin. So again, dry fitting, see which ones will go on. Now the ones on the inner wheels, they set to go on okay. It was the outer wheels that go on that little clip there, because you have to push them on till they click into position. I've glued mine on because I'm not going to be sat on the carpet brumming them around, you know, like a 5-year-old. So I don't care that the wheels don't move, so I glued mine on. But again, you are going to have to be aware that, you know, these holes aren't big enough for the pins. Another design fault. This is a very, very old kit anyway. It's from the 1980s. So what are you going to expect? You're not going to get the modern day engineering that you do on kits today, which almost fall together anyway. So be aware that, you know, you are going to do a little bit of widening the holes on the wheels as well. So there we go. That's as far as I've got so far. Doesn't look too bad. It's still very, very toy-like to me, but for a static model that's going to be on your shelf and only you see, there you go. But like I say, I've said in the past, you take it as far as you want to take it, don't you? If you want to go full hog and aftermarket kits and photo etch, that is totally up to you. But for a bog standard modeler like me, it's because I'm doing 3 at once. You'd probably just be doing the 1, so it's like a weekend thing you can do when you feel like it. So there we go. Oh, another thing I did, I painted the drive rod there silver because it didn't look right black. But there we go. So that's as far as we've gone. Next up for me is decaling. I hate decaling. You know, I put the decals on here. You do get an optional decal for across there, but as you know from the was it the last video, I put it on and it looked rubbish, so that was taken off. I've painted the silver onto the steps there because the decal looked awful. It was a silver decal with black dots on, and it looked like a sticker, and it was terrible. So that's all I've done. So it's going to be decaling and then varnishing, and then that should be the end of the build. Probably do a little bit of weathering, because I think on here it is calling out a bit of dry brushing rust colour. And there we go. So hope those tips with the silver parts have helped you. I wish I'd have watched that modeller's video before I'd glued all mine on, because they would have gone straight into the into the bleach. and bleached them all off, and now I've painted them myself. But there we go. So there we go. End of part 4. Hope you all got something out of that one, and I'll see you next time. Many thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and to ring the little notification bell.